Welcome back to another episode of Nadine's Corner Presents. Come with me. Welcome back to another episode of Nadine's Corner Presents. Cape Town, we're in your city again. I'm not alone this time. He has an EP called Recall, as well as Digital Sangoma. And he's been #1 on 5FM for quite some time. Yes, I am going to be speaking to the legend, Digital Sangoma. How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Welcome.
What an intro, yes. Yeah.
Finally.
Yes.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. You based in Cape Town?
Yes, I am based in Cape Town. Yeah, going to, I think it's been 15 years if I stand corrected. Might be 14. But yeah.
14, 15 years in Cape Town.
15 years,
Okay,
yes.
I'm a newbie. Like we said off air, I am a newbie.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The name, Digital Sangoma.
Digital Sangoma.
Not conservative, definitely ruffling some feathers. How did you come about with that name?
You know, it wasn't anything deep, you know. Years ago, while I was still a student and I was producing, funny enough, I used to stay in Ops. And then I started some college somewhere down the road, music. So I had a studio at home, and then one of my friends then said something. He was into hip hop. He was a rapper, and he tweeted something, Digital Sangoma or what. And then I was really I was really intrigued by the name, and I said to him, you know, come through, let's work on some music. And at the time I was experimenting between two sounds because I really like rhythmic driven music. But at the time I didn't see where that would fit into my music, so I decided to work on a different project, and I would call that project Digital Sangoma. And obviously my main focus would be just to produce the music and let all these artists come and rap or sing over these beats of music that I've created. But you know, because people have their own, you know, priorities, and then that never really happened. But then I continued producing music, and then I would then do these live performance somewhere in the city, impromptu performance. I'll take my gear and just unplugged and just play music for people and shoot videos for YouTube, and I'll call them Digital Sangoma sets because I wanted to create a space for that dance feel kind of music. And then the more I made this music, I was like, I actually like this. I really love this. And then when people saw that, and then they really it resonated with them more, and I also get to connect with that music. And then I decided, that's me then, Digital Sangoma. Forget Mandi Mafu. And that's how the name came about.
But I have to say, Truecaller come through, hey? So on Truecaller it says Mandi, Digital Sangoma.
That's what it says?
Yes, on Truecaller. I know, because you called this morning, so it's Truecaller has your back even.
This is crazy. I didn't know this.
Now you do. I'll send you a screenshot.
You didn't even have my number.
I know.
What's going on? Who creates Truecaller?
It's the universe. We're not going to give credit for Truecaller now. It's not a promo, but
anyway.
We appreciate you, Truecaller. We really do. Come through. And then, you said you're a producer as well, right?
Yes, I produce.
And you do have a unique sound. But I think the skill is creating that particular sound and executing it into music for like the average person to hear. How do you get that right? Like, how do you do it actually?
I think over the years, you know, I've been making music, making beats for a little over 10 years. You know, when you start to create music, you are influenced by so much music that you listen to, music that you grew up listening to, and at a particular time, music. But lucky enough, when I started producing, I wasn't listening to music. And the biggest thing for me, because I was exposed to digital gear, using your computer and all these devices that we use to make music, because all my music is computer based, and sometimes every now and then I'll play guitar and record it, and obviously the vocals. So I wanted to also create something that represents me as a villager from the Eastern Cape, that speaks with me, but I had access to all this gear, and then often when you see it online, when you listen to people playing with these gadgets, it's always music that's from the US or America. So I wanted to create something that represents me, like the scales, the chants, the drums. So over the years, I then started to actually create my own sounds and design my own sounds, and through that, and because the other biggest thing is, for me, music starts with what I feel, not what I've had. So I always try to translate whatever it is that I feel, and then throughout the process of production, it has to remain the same way. So whether I'm in the first stage of producing, recording the vocals, the energy that I put into the vocals, how I process the chords, how I process the sounds, it's never really about the clinical side of it. And so it's really who I am. What you hear is really like who I am. Obviously, there's influences that I came across over the years, because I love music from West Africa, and I'm a South African. And growing up in the Eastern Cape, there's all these traditional ceremonies that would take place, like a boy going up the mountain, and then those chants, those rhythmic, those drums, and that's what also drives my music, because it's like you're in a moving train. That's what somebody says. And then I realized, actually, this is the case. And this is because it's like what I feel here, that's what I want to hear, Yeah. And obviously the technical know-how, studying sound engineering and electronic music programming has enabled me to be able to translate whatever I feel into what people can then listen to.
So it transcends through the sound, and we meet you to the music, right?
You said it right.
Love it.
Yes.
No, I've been listening to your music. I had to know what I'm coming for.
Yeah.
The other thing as well, you have a sense of fashion.
I do?
It's evident. It comes
I didn't know
through.
this.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It does come through. So it makes you stand out, because I know you have the plain colors going,
Yes.
the synchronization of those, and then there's the African print when you perform. So there's no extreme. It's literally just the plain color and then the African print. What's your deal with that when you perform?
I think also, I like to think I'm a simple man. I like to have things very plain, and because it's good for my mind not to have a lot, so because of that, and this is who I am, I don't like to be busy. So because of that, so obviously with what I wear, the plain colors and the African print, I'm like slowly moving away from it, and there's all these colors, because it's a little busy, but there are textures that I really like, but I think it comes from me not wanting to complicate my life, and just to keep it simple, and that's what it is, and yeah, please
go ahead.
No, and then luckily enough, I have some good friends, Made in Africa label, that then make my clothes, which is, the space where we are. So I collaborate with them for each and every record that we release. So they do a piece for me. So all the outfits that you see, they make them, including these pants.
I will definitely come back here for fashion next time.
You should.
And let's speak Ndiyabulela. It hit 5FM twice. Number one. Let's just stamp it there. Number one, guys. Number one.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, point of correction. Was it Diabulela was number 1 on 5? I haven't listened to radio.
It
Maybe
was
you
on
have.
5. You literally had a video on your Instagram saying number 1.
Oh yeah, that wasn't Diabulela. That was another track.
Another track, guys, but it was number 1.
That
on
was
5
another
FM,
track.
okay?
That was number 1. Which song was this? I think it was Indudu Muzehlobo. Was number 1 for 7 weeks.
7 weeks?
Yes. The one before that was number 1 for 5 weeks.
Come on.
And the one before that was number 1 for how many? 6 weeks. And the one before that was number 1 for 3 weeks. And the one before that was number 1 for 2 weeks. And the first one was how many weeks? I think it was 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks on the charts and number 1 for 3 weeks.
The flex. The flex.
It's not a.
Come through.
You know, it's like
Love it. Tell us, how does that feel?
I mean, I think, how does it feel? It's exciting. It just goes to show that when you do what comes from your heart, because I believe that as an artist myself, my role is to actually create what I feel and translate it into what people then listen to. But the biggest thing for me is to make sure that I'm happy with what I release to the world. So how people receive it, it's good when you get all these number ones of people picking up on the music. But the minute I release music, I'm happy with it, So it adds. It's something that really adds, but I don't really focus too much on it. But I do that because it helps with the marketing. It helps with creating the music and reaching as many people as I can, because obviously that's what I want. I want the music to be heard by so many people. But yeah, it just means that I'm doing something right.
You definitely are. And then to the guys that actually look up to you, what do you have to say to them?
I think if you're an artist of any kind, the biggest thing is to create a sense of stability and security. In many ways, I think financial stability is the one thing that's very important, because then when you start your journey as an artist, you don't create from a point of trying to survive for your living, trying to survive to pay your expenses, because then you can really develop your voice, whether you are a painter, whether you're a musician or fashion designer. But the minute you think of it as a way of surviving and making money, then the magic disappears, because then you can never really find your own voice, I think, because then you're gonna be thinking, oh, maybe I should do this because this is gonna then feed me, then I can pay my rent, which most people do. We do music for different reasons. It's also a question that you have to ask yourself: why am I doing this? Do I want to be sustainable for 20, 10 years, 100 years after I'm gone, or do I want to just make quick cash and just go and do something else? So it depends on you as an artist. So I can't really say I haven't. But for someone who really wants to have longevity and who's playing a long game, then you need to find something that can actually take care of your what you call it, adulting or whatever, or your expenses. Then you're not making music for money. So, and also invest in yourself. It's important to invest in yourself. What I mean is that if it's something you want to do, learn as much as you can about it, and also learn as much as you can about the business side of it, and also work with people, because you can work alone, but also investing in yourself and understanding what you're getting into, whether it's the skill set, whether it's the business side. And when you start to work with people, then you really know what to expect from them. You're not just sitting there and be like, okay, I'm just waiting for the hand of God. Then you're really actioning your goals. I guess that's what I can say.
And then collaborations. I know we have a few months left of this year.
For the past 1.5. My focus now is to really establish a footprint as myself, as an artist, not be known for what I do and for my sound. And collaborations, there have been opportunities for me to collaborate with incredible artists, but I just want to focus on myself, because what I found with that is that it can really take you away from what you're trying to create, because I never want to be pulled or to be dragged. I have goals for my music and for my career, and then with that, it means that I have to be very selective, and in terms of the people that I have around and people I collaborate with, but also my intention. Also, I stick to what I want to do and want to accomplish. But also, I'm playing a long game, I guess. So because of that, and I have like a 2-year plan. That's like obviously after that it's so. But if it comes, I'll look at it and see if it's worth. Is it in alignment with my goals? Are we going the same direction? And then why not?
So basically, it's a possibility, but not a confirmation for collaborations.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay.
It's possible. I do. Yeah, it's possible, but not. Yes.
Your social media handles, where do we find you? How do we get a hold of you? How do we book you if we want to?
If you want to book me, you can send an email at bookings@digitalsangoma.com. And I'm in all social platforms, your Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. And yeah, so if you want to talk, send me a DM like you did.
He replies to DM,
So
guys.
I do. So I'm always keen to talk to people and work, because my mission is to get my music to as many people as I can, and just to create more music and yeah.
First of all, thank you for your time. It's been amazing. Also meeting you, by the way. It's been incredible to see your sound in action. I know on Instagram you've been showing off your skill, and keep transcending the sound and the vibrations to the universe, because I think there's an aspect of healing to it as well that we need as a society, and I think as a global conceptualized universe as a whole. So all the best for your new future projects, and I want to see you get like a Grammy or something. No pressure, but it will happen. That's a wrap, guys. From me, Nadine Ellie, I am out. Catch you on the next episode of Nadine's Corner Presents. Goodbye, and God bless.